Alright, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and as part of the Rankin Technical College AWD1111 class for the fall 2020 semester at Rankin, I've been going over a series of video presentations based on the textbook for the class, that book being Get Programming with Node.js by Jonathan Wexler, a Manning publication, and I'm in Lesson 10 of Unit 2. And when I finished last time, I had a few things that were kind of goofed up, so I tried to fix this, make it look a little bit better. I don't know if it's correct or not because I haven't run it. But I set up my constants. There's the constant for express, there's the constant for app, and there's the constant for my home controller. Once I've got the app, then I can attempt to set my port. So port will be either 3000 or that port. Then I say const port equals that port right there. Now, I'm just wondering if I'd be better off just keeping it the way I had it. Okay, then I don't have to do any of that, just for now, because we are working in a developer setup, so I think that's probably better. We had a quick check here on the top. It says, what is a templating engine? I want to let this book answer it. It's a tool that Express.js uses in the app to process a template view. Because views contain a mix of HTML and JavaScript, the engine's job is to convert this information to an HTML file that the browser can use. All right, 10-2 or .2. Middle of page 110. Now that your templates are rendering, the best way to use them is to pass data from your controllers to your views. Well, we didn't make sure that ours rendered, so let's try that right now. Again, that has been saved now, that has been saved, that has been saved. So they're all there. Okay, we didn't put any. Oh, that's interesting. It stopped right away. Why it's doing that? Oh, we don't have an app.listen. Don't know if we need double quotes on that or not. In fact, did I save this from last time? Let's see. So that should do what I want it to do here. And that is keep this up and running. Okay, let's try that. All right, running on port 3000. Come into here, and we are going to put in localhost 3000. What did they ask us to do here? /name in your browser. Oh, we'll put in Jeff there. Nope, doesn't like something. I'm going to labor on. Port equals 3000, express equal require express, app equal express. Control that looks correct. App.set view engine to AGS, that's good after my constants. App.listen to the port, all that appears to be working. Says res render index, and that should be index.js. Respond with name. I don't think we've called this yet, and I think we're going to have to do that. That should hopefully fix it. Start the application, visit that in your browser if you run into any issues. Okay. That should be what's in my home controller. Looks correct to me. Well, if I'm missing anything, I think it's going to come up in just a matter of seconds. So, all right. Change your route to take a parameter in its path and then send that parameter to the view. Your route should be like this. Now the route takes a parameter at the end of the name path. To use this parameter, you need to access it from your request params in the home controller .respond with name function. Then you can pass the name variable to your view in a JavaScript object. Okay. So we need to change that so it looks like this. There also, and so what's that? So all right, so I'm going to come back in here. I have changed that so it looks like this. Let's restart the application, go to localhost 3000, name John. I don't think that's going to work, but we'll try it. Now, I've got that here, and I did set my name. Let's just set it to what he set it to. Okay, that was John. That I don't see where that would matter a lick. Localhost 3000, name John. Says cannot get there. Son of a gun. Yeah, it is expecting parameter in there for the name. But for whatever reason, it's not grabbing that as I think it should be. I'll keep looking at it. If I figure out what the problem is, I'll be sure to let you know. So, what is the format in which you send data from the controller to the view? To send data from your controller, you can pass a variable within a JavaScript object. The variable that's local to the controller's context follows the key, whose name should match the variable name in the view. Mine did. I mean, when you saw this, it was, there's name, there's name, name. So I'm not sure what the problem is. Now my neighbor, who I just stopped for a while because he was mowing, now he's decided to trim. So hopefully he'll be done soon. I'm just wondering if I'm missing something here. But I don't think I am. Alright, section 10.3 talks about setting up partials and layouts. We're going to create an application layout. As they say, a layout is a shell, so you can look at it as being sort of like a template. So what we'll want to eventually do is want basically the header and footer in our document to look the same, and some of the stuff in the body to look the same. And in order to do that, we will create layout files that will say not only will the stuff look the same, but if we want to change it later, we only have to change it in one place. Okay? So let's add this package. I need install. I don't know why I didn't say that. But so, install. Missing destination file after Express layouts. Try install my Express. Help for more information. Oh, by just using this. Okie dokie. So we're going to set up another constant. So we'll do that. No period there. Okay. Then let express.js know to use this package. All right, by adding an app use layouts to your main JS file, which of course we called index.js. Well, boy, Jeff. Go. Next, create a layout.ejs file in your views folder. You can start with some simple HTML, and the layout file is shown in the next listing. The body keyword is used by Express, and the layout express-ejs-layouts files, as it says there, to basically to fill in everything else. So ideally, we're kind of setting up something like this. So, whoops. In our views folder, which now holds index.ejs. We are now going to add layout.ejs. We will open that file up and add that. When you visit a route that renders a view, you'll notice that the navigation and footer text in between. This layout will continue to render. So let's restart. Name. This still isn't working, and I know this isn't going to get it to work, but we'll try it anyway. Yep, still not getting it though. Alright. Partials work similarly to layouts. They're snippets of code that you can add. In the recipe application, you may want to add a notification box on a few pages. To do so, create a partial called notification.ejs and add it to select EJS views using the include keyword. Then include that file within your layout.ejs file with the following code, include partials, etc. With a little styling, your view should look like this. Alright, I'm going to go back at the end of the chapter here because we're just about finished. And I'm going to go back and look at it and see if I can figure out what my problem was. And then I'll come back with a very short lecture explaining that. Alright, so in this lesson, as it says, we learned how to use templates in the application. We also learned how to pass data to our controllers. At the end of the lesson, we learned how to create, etc. In the next lesson, we're going to start the application with a different command and handle errors. And then after 11, we'll go into chapter 12, and in chapter 12, we will do the capstone. So there was a quick check here. What keyword do you want to use? It was the include keyword. Okay, so before I go on to lesson 11, I'm going to stop and I want to see if I can figure out what the problem is in what I'm currently working on.